YouTube, how y'all doing today? How are y'all doing? I hope y'all feeling good. I got some stuff in the chamber for y'all. I've been waiting to show y'all what I got. Working on the new studio, the new setup. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. But let's go ahead and get some stuff rolling today. I don't even know what we got. I can't remember. But let's go ahead and get into it because I know it's on fire.
People freaked out. They were like, you cannot put brain chips in rats and make them move through a maze by a, remote control, which is what they were doing. And I interviewed the guys who were all working on this program before 9/11. And so the morality of the citizenry was like, no. Then 9/11 happened. And suddenly all this money got pumped into DARPA to do anything they wanted. The morality issue went out the window, and they started creating all kinds of biohybrids, as I write in the Pentagon's brain. So they put, they now have pigeons that are mixed, animal and machine.
What?
They created something called, there's a moth. So there's a Mandica sexta moth. That's what it's called. It's a large moth. And DARPA scientists put brain chips into the larva, okay? So that when it cocooned and became a flying moth, it had the chip built into its system, making it easier to integrate, and they could fly the moth around the lab. And that was a huge step, and this is now 4 years ago that I was interviewing these scientists.
Did you see any of this stuff?
I didn't see
That's crazy. I feel like we've seen it on like a movie somewhere. Yeah. Isn't that like on like a TV show or a movie where they controlling moths or something? I'm not talking about Ant-Man, but like, I don't know. The stuff that you can do with technology now is insane. What do you need that for anyway? Like, what's the point of controlling the moth? I'll have to know some stuff.
the moth, but I told you I saw that the limb regeneration lab was a trip, and this is all
What was going on there?
Well, they were just cutting limbs off of salamanders and watching the limbs grow back, right? And examining that and saying, well, if a salamander can do this, so can we one day. And I said to them, but wait, that's impossible, you know? And they said, well, it's not actually, because humans I love scientists who break it down into terms I can understand. It's like what Elon Musk did, you know?
Yeah.
Right? And they said to me, you were once a single cell in your mother's womb, and then you were two, and then you were, right? So you can regenerate. And that's their premise. I mean, these are the world's top scientists in regeneration.
What is this, Jamie?
It's the moth being stimulated by electrocurrents in its abdomen.
So the stimulation of the electrocurrents, they can cause it to go left or right? Is that it?
Yeah, I was just looking up these biohybrid moths.
What was the thing that you threw your hands on your head like you were freaking out? Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone. He was reading something and he went,
Yeah.
By the government, not potato chip. I mean, like implanted chip. Have you ever gotten surgery in the United States?
Yes, I have.
Do you mind if I just check you out with my chip detector?
Please.
I'm sure this doctor was fantastic, but sometimes you'll get a chip that's implanted. Sometimes the doctor is under the control of the government. So far, so good. If it does detect a chip, what it does is it sucks a little bit of power from that chip in order to kind of make the light blink just the smallest amount. Oh,
Oh, my.
I felt something there. Hold on.
So much for us having our freedom, huh?
Yeah, we never had our freedom. This might appear to be intrusive, but it is entirely painless. You should be able to get a clean removal right there.
Whoa. They just hit me with the Matrix 1. What movie is this from? What movie? This is funny. What?
Yeah, I'd see it.
No pain?
Not really.
Oh, there we go. Release. None of that. Oh, yeah, That's a good one. Hold out your hand. Check that puppy out.
Well, I'm not having surgery again anytime soon.
Does it say something on it? Sometimes they say things.
Grand Junction, Colorado.
Does it say that?
Yeah, that's where I had surgery.
Son of a bitch.
Hold on a second. How that chip got in me, though?
People have seen this video from the
Hold on. Do y'all believe that? Let's not even go there.
Dr. Regenerated or the Improbable Dreamer. This one.
The powers that be are at work again. This was no wildfire. A wildfire that demolishes buildings, leaving trees standing, leaving restaurant umbrellas and trees untouched.
So this is what we're gonna go after. These umbrellas right here. Got all the devastation right next to it, but we got these umbrellas and these trees. The trees we could justify. We can say, you know, they're tall. People can make up all these excuses in their mind.
Well, you know, I know they were messing with the water. Letting reserves go for one reason or another. They've been doing that a while. California has a lot of problems that sort of baffle the mind as far as why they do things. And then in the events like this, you sort of look, well, is it on purpose? Which, it's an insane thing to think. But one begins to ponder whether or not there is a purpose in mind. What could it be, you know? I don't know. Do they want the state empty? I don't know.
Welcome back. The newest mine in Sandersville has nothing to do with mining at all, but the Bitcoin mine is definitely making an impact on the city's economy.
Last year, we took you inside the high-tech facility, and now it's expanding. And Anthony Montato got a tour today. He joins us in studio with a look inside.
You guys, the facility is truly massive. Take a look at this. That's just the power station. In fact, like I said, it even has its own power substation just to help manage the 250 megawatt power output. That's about 10 times what it takes to power the entire city.
There were some trees in a dirt field, right? It's come a long way and moving really quick.
Fast forward 2 months and a sprawling tract of land is turning into a sprawling Bitcoin mine.
We're halfway, you know, up the hill right here with 6 buildings coming up.
Each one as long as the Titanic, all of them housing computers just like this that crunch numbers all day to create Bitcoin.
Think of cash for digital.
They really out here mining Bitcoin. I think one of the senators came out and said that he owns a Bitcoin mining field. I wonder if he has anything to do with this, but I don't know. Bitcoin's going crazy. You got freaking, he said like 10 shelters or 10 buildings long as the Titanic that's all working to mine Bitcoin. Wow.
Age.
You're printing free money. Like, but I mean the technology that goes into it, but he's mining, it's crazy.
That's what Bitcoin
mining
does.
gold.
So Bitcoin, unlike some of these other cryptocurrencies that have a CEO, there's no CEO of Bitcoin.
CleanSpark Chief Communications Officer Isaac Holyoke says that's why the company's posted record profits. He says more people are buying in and they need to help meet the demand. So they're expanding their Sandersville facility to become the company's flagship.
There is more energy in Georgia than there is use for that energy.
Sandersville City Administrator Judy McCorkle says that creates an advantage for them. Since the city manages its own electric company, it reduces bills for everyone else. Homeowners could see the benefits on their property tax bill.
At some point, I could see that property tax being rolled back to almost nothing, almost 0%. And that's huge for us.
CleanSpark site manager Bo Ginn says those effects will be even stronger after they expand.
We're sending over 6 figures back to the city each month, and you know that's going to be very significant coming on post-expansion.
He estimates they'll pay $500,000 a month in taxes alone. That's about $6 million a year.
That money is money that the city wouldn't be getting. You know, it's going to schools, to roads, to other community infrastructure that you know may have been neglected for a while.
Now, McCorkle told me they're considering building a hotel for when that new facility is finally up and running. Back to you.
Thanks, Anthony. CleanSpark says
place where you have a speaker, a singer, a performer, a movie. That's why they have these cineplexes going on now, not only to save money, but to get you corralled under one dome. And once you do that, you have a brain that has 2 lobes, 5 divisions. You have your left brain and your right brain. One is called logical, the other is called rational. Actually irrational, because the right brain is like a 5-story building, a block square, and the left brain's like a Quonset hut. You've got the left brain controlling a 5-story building with everything you can think of in it, and this is where we give most of our attention to the so-called logical brain. So once the logical brain, which supposedly differentiates and teaches you right from wrong, makes you use logic and governorship by logic, once the left brain is occupied, logically looking at, singing, dancing, whatever it is, and getting your attention, the right brain can be easily accessed. When the right brain can be easily accessed, interesting things happen. The right brain believes anything that it hears in your tenor of voice, your modulation of voice, your volume of voice, everything about your vibration. Anytime it hears it, it believes it. Under hypnosis, you deaden the left brain, the logical reasoning conspiracy brain, and you open up the right brain. Drugs can do it, but a simple thing like using the spoken word can now do it too. Because in many of these places, they are wired for sound that you do not hear. They're wired to work on a frequency that the left brain doesn't pick up, but the right brain does. I have a workshop, and that's the way I got through school so fast people couldn't understand. In fact, they accused me of cheating. I didn't have to cheat because the Creator had already cheated for me. I found out an easy way to access the right brain, which forgets nothing, and how to tag it, call it up when I need it. It's still doing.
Yo, does he not remind y'all of Morgan Freeman off of Lucy? When she tapped into 100% of her brain? Like, the stuff that he's talking about is real deep. It's deep, deep stuff. And let's just keep on going. But he reminded me of Morgan Freeman, like my grandpa.
It, but now it's doing it without your control. The key is to be able to control the genie, the jinn, the wonderful spiritual inside you that begs for freedom and gets locked up. Your right brain can do just about anything you imagine because it is your key to spirit, mind, and soul. Through the pineal gland and the king's chamber and the lower queen's chamber, which is nothing but the hypothalamus of the 2 biggest organs and glands in your body that separates you from the beast and everything else, and they deaden it. So once you're occupied with the left brain, they can now send down a high frequency signal to your right brain. You won't even it's been implanted, and you'll carry out every instruction that it gives you because your governor is off. Your modulator is gone. And then they tell you to forget that it was gone if you remember to forget. Huh? I love playing with you because they already are. I do it with love. They do it with malice, aforethought, and hate, and envy. Worse than that, they envy you. You don't even know why you're envying, but you are. Anything that speeds up 6 times over and becomes a blur is what your right brain hears. Anything below that is what your left brain, logical brain hears, and your right brain just goes to sleep and says, well, it's another foolish day. Another day I can sleep because the people ain't ready. They're not operating on a vibration fast enough. Well, in spite and despite of you, the planet is now going to operate on a frequency that's fast enough. And if you don't catch up, you're going to die. You're going to die anyway. But you'll die faster if you can't keep in synchronous, in harmony, in vibrational rational with the planet. Your planet is speeding up its vibrational rate. It's creating a magnetic field. Magnetism is for the spiritual people. It's for people with souls. It's what our planet used to have before the moon was put here, before all the Dracons came here and tried to make it part of their galaxy and tried to create humanoids succeeded in one, failed in the other, but they're still trying. I just told you a lot right there. Don't know how many of you heard me, but I tried. At this time, there's a battle between the draconic forces called snake people, alligator people, reptile people, whatever you want to call them, that are egg-born, have no souls, and the soul womb-borns who are just beginning to find out how you fought the battle and licked them before, but now they're licking you, and you know what they're licking you in. Because it's a time when you're going backwards instead of forwards. And as you try to awaken, they put more stress on you. Reverse mortgages, subprime loans, bills sending twice a month to you, taxes overtaxing, depleted uranium, shots, vaccines. Here comes the next flu. Here comes the next epidemic. Here's something going to fall on your head from space. Anything to keep you so stressed out that you cannot take time to meditate and to think. Anything to make you think that material things are the only thing you have in life when you were born here to learn that the spiritual value is what you really must come back to.
That was so deep. That was so deep. What do y'all think about that? 'Cause that was tough. That was tough. He definitely brought out some crazy stuff. He started talking about the aliens at the end. I was with him. I'm still, but yeah, but everything that's in the video, everything is going crazy. So let me know what's going on. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe. Put it at the bottom, and we're gonna be here for the next video.